Death. Sometimes death is the greatest teacher, especially if you fake your own death and learn the truth. Funeral home in Boston, November 2023. Closed casket with terminal cancer excuse where inside I'm not inside. There's a mannequin, and I'm in the secret room watching the cameras and listening to the microphones. My son Marcus, at 48 years old, is giving a speech where on his face there's no sadness, just a mask, an emotionless mask. My father fought his illness for a long time, and now he is at peace. A short speech, a cold speech. But the real shock came later after the funeral in his conversation with his wife Linda, where the microphones recorded it. Every word. The old fool is finally dead where we've been waiting 6 months, and cancer finished him off, so the house is ours now. Yes, Marcus, we won. We won where my death was their gain, and they'd been waiting for 6 months. Waiting for my cancer, and waiting for my death. I'm sitting in the secret room where I'm alive and healthy, with no cancer where there never was. But they don't know since nobody knows, and only my lawyer Martin knows. A week later, Marcus will come home to my house, to the house he won, where he'll open the door, walk in, and see me alive, sitting and waiting. I want to see his face showing shock, fear, and shame where I want to see it all. This is me showing Edward Mitchell at 77 years old in Boston as wealthy retiree. And this story is about faking my own death and seeing my son's true face where cancer didn't kill me. But my son's betrayal killed my spirit. If true stories like this interest you and you want to listen about family betrayals, please subscribe to the channel, because every week I share life's darkest lessons that are shocking and heartbreaking. Every loneliness begins with a loss, where mine began with the loss of Dorothy. My name is Edward Mitchell, at 77 years old in Boston, but the story begins when I was 74. March 2020 brought Dorothy died, showing my wife Dorothy, after 52 years of marriage from cancer, breast cancer, where she fought for 5 years but lost. Edward, I'm leaving, but you stay for the children and live. Her last words in the hospital bed where she was holding my hand. A weak hand, a cold hand. Dorothy, I can't do this without you after 52 years every day. So how will I manage? You will, Edward, because you're strong. And there are the children showing Marcus and Sarah who love you. So be with them. She died that night at 73 years old, where she died in my arms. The funeral brought a crowded funeral with 200 people where Dorothy was loved by everyone. Marcus came with his wife Linda. Dad, I'm sorry where Mom was a wonderful woman. Yes, Marcus, she was the best. Dad, what will you do now? You'll be alone in the big house. I'll manage where I'll get used to it. Sarah came showing my daughter Sarah where she was crying a lot. Dad, Mom is gone and I can't believe it. Neither can I, my daughter, where neither can I believe it. Dad, don't be alone where live with me, please. Sarah, live your own life because I'm fine here in my house with my memories. 2020 to 2023 brought 3 years of loneliness alone in the big house with 3 bedrooms where Dorothy's things are still there showing her perfume, her books, and her photos. Every day I see them where I remember, and I cry. I cry silently. Sarah comes every week on Saturday for visits. How are you, Dad? Did you cook? Did you clean? I'm fine, sweetheart, where everything's fine. Dad, you've lost weight where you're not eating properly, so I'll cook for you every week. And she does every week where she cooks, cleans, and chats, showing good girl, very good girl. Marcus rarely comes, maybe every 2 months. Dad, how are you? Are you okay? I'm fine, Marcus. How are you? I'm busy, Dad, with real estate, lots of work, sales, and deals, so not much time. I understand. He stays for 10 minutes, drinks coffee, and leaves. Dad, see you later, work. Sarah every week and Marcus every 2 months, where the difference is huge, very big. May 2023 brought routine checkup with Dr. Jenkins at 50 years old as serious man and good doctor. Edward, your tests show abnormalities where your pancreatic enzymes are high and the CA19-9 marker is very high, so I'm concerned. What do you mean concerned? What's wrong? Edward, there's a suspicion of pancreatic cancer where we need to do a biopsy right away. Biopsy came a week later with results where Dr. Jenkins looks serious, very serious. Edward, please sit down, showing bad news. Tell me, doctor, I'm listening. Pancreatic cancer stage 3 showing advanced stage where the tumor is large and has spread. I froze completely. Cancer? I have cancer? Yes, Edward. Pancreatic cancer showing one of the most aggressive types, and the prognosis is not good. How long? How much time do I have? The doctor took a deep breath. 6 months, maybe 12, where treatment might extend it a little, but the chance of a cure is very low at less than 5%. 6 months, maybe 12, where I'm 77 years old and my life is ending. What treatment? Chemotherapy? Yes, aggressive chemotherapy with radiation and maybe surgery. But Edward, these treatments are tough with severe side effects, including hair loss, weight loss, nausea, and fatigue, where your quality of life will decline. But I'll live a little longer. Maybe a few more months. Then let's do it, where start the treatment, because I want to live. That night, I sat at home alone where I looked at Dorothy's photo. Dorothy, the doctor said 6 months showing cancer, pancreatic, and I'm coming to you soon. I cried for a long time because I'm scared. Scared of death and scared of dying alone. The next day I called Sarah. Sarah, please come because it's important. Sarah came worried. Dad, what's wrong? There's something in your voice. I sat down where Sarah sat down, and I held her hands. Sarah, bad news. Very bad news. What, Dad? Tell me. Cancer showing pancreas stage 3 and terminal. Sarah froze where her face went white. What? No, Dad, this can't be. Yes, sweetheart. The doctor said so, showing 6 months, maybe 12. Sarah cried loudly. No, Dad. You're too young. 77. You have more time. My girl, cancer doesn't wait for time where it comes and takes. Treatment? Chemotherapy? Can anything be done? It will be done where chemotherapy will start. But the doctor said it only extends it by a few months with no cure. Sarah hugged me tightly, where she cried on my shoulder for a long time. Dad, I don't want to lose you where Mom left, and now you're going too. My daughter, I'm old where Dorothy left, and now it's my turn. I called Marcus. Marcus, please come because it's urgent. Marcus came 3 days later. Dad, what's up? You said it was urgent on the phone. Sit down, Marcus, I'll tell you. Tell me quickly, Dad, because I have a meeting at 3. Marcus, cancer showing pancreatic, terminal, and 6 months. Marcus stopped where he looked and looked long. Cancer? Are you sick? Yes, terminally sick where I'm dying. Oh, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm so sorry. But there was no sadness on his face, just words, empty words. I'll have treatment with chemotherapy as tough process and I need help. Of course, Dad. I'll help whenever you need it. But he didn't come where the chemotherapy started in June every week with Sarah taking him every session, and Marcus never came. Work keeps me busy, Dad, with a deal and clients where I can't come. But I'm thinking of you. You're thinking, but you're not coming. June to August 2023 brought 3 months of chemotherapy showing 3 months like hell. First session on June 5th at hospital in oncology department, with IV hooked up where poison flowing into my veins as chemical poison to kill cancer. Edward, There will be side effects including hair loss, nausea, and fatigue showing normal. Normal. But it's really hard. Incredibly hard. Third day brought hair started falling out with hair on the pillow and hair in the shower where I hold the comb and hair comes out. And 1 week later, completely bald. Dad, let's get a wig where you'll look better, Sarah suggested. I got a wig showing a gray wig as old man's wig where I put it on feeling strange, but I look better. Nausea came as constant nausea where I can't eat because everything smells bad and makes me sick. 2 months brought I lost 10 pounds from 85 to 75, showing thin, very thin with sunken face, bony hands, and sickly appearance. Sarah comes every day where she cooks. Dad, please eat because you need strength for chemotherapy. Sarah, I can't eat where my stomach won't accept it. Dad, please, a few spoonfuls for me. I eat where I force myself to eat for Sarah. Marcus came twice in 3 months, where each time 10 minutes with coffee. No conversation where he looks, sees the sickly appearance, and leaves quickly. Dad, get well soon where I'm leaving for work. The neighbors heard where the news spread. Edward Mitchell has cancer, terminal and dying. The doorbell rings with neighbor Betty. Edward, I heard and I'm sorry, so let me know if you need anything. Thanks, Betty. We're managing. Old friends called. Edward, we heard where get well soon, and shall we visit? No, I'm tired where I can't have visitors, but thank you. Everyone knew where Edward Mitchell was dying with terminal cancer, and 6 months left, maybe less. End of August brought 3rd month of chemotherapy with Dr. Jenkins's checkup appointment. Edward, how are you feeling? How's the chemotherapy going? It's hard, doctor. Really hard with hair loss, weight loss, and nausea showing everything. That's normal, Edward, where cancer treatment is hard, but it's necessary. Doctor, I have a question. Where can I get a second opinion? Another doctor? Dr. Jenkins paused. Of course, Edward. It's your right. But the diagnosis is certain where the biopsy results are clear. I still want one to be sure. Okay, I'll refer you to Massachusetts General Hospital with Dr. Patricia Coleman as one of the best oncologists. Early September brought Dr. Coleman appointment with new biopsy and new tests showing full panel. A week's wait where results are coming in, and Dr. Coleman calls, Mr. Mitchell, please schedule an appointment where let's discuss the results. The next day in her office where Dr. Coleman is serious, but it's a different kind of serious, a reassuring serious. Mr. Mitchell, your results are in, and they're surprising, very surprising. What do you mean surprising? Mr. Mitchell, you don't have pancreatic cancer. I froze. What? But Dr. Jenkins said showing the biopsy in stage 3. Mr. Mitchell, the first biopsy was wrong showing misdiagnosis where it's very rare, but it happens, and you have a benign tumor, not cancer, just a benign cyst. Benign? So no cancer. No, Mr. Mitchell, no cancer where there never was, and you are healthy, so the chemotherapy was unnecessary, and I'm sorry. Shock with total shock. But I had 3 months of chemotherapy. My hair fell out. I lost 10 pounds. Was everything unnecessary? Mr. Mitchell, I understand your anger where this is a medical error, a serious error, and I will report it to Dr. Jenkins, and you can take legal action. Legal action? But my mind is elsewhere because there is no cancer. I am not dying, and I'm going to live. Doctor, no one should know, not yet. Dr. Coleman was surprised. What do you mean no one should know? Mr. Mitchell, you're healthy where your family should know and be happy. No, doctor, no one should know where, please. I'm doing a test, a personal test, and after it's over, I'll tell them. Mr. Mitchell, this is ethically... Doctor, please, keep it confidential for a few weeks, then I'll tell them, and I promise. Dr. Coleman agreed hesitantly. Okay, Mr. Mitchell, but a short time and please. I got in the car where I held the steering wheel and thought long and hard. No cancer where I'm not dying. But everyone thinks I'm dying with Sarah coming every day and Marcus coming twice in 3 months. Sarah comes with love where Marcus says he's busy with work. An idea came to me, a dark idea, but an appealing idea. What if I took a test? What if I kept up the act of dying to see who really loves me and to see who is waiting for my death? Dorothy's voice in my ears. Edward, the kids love you where Marcus is a bit distant, but he loves you. But am I sure? Am I really sure? Or is Marcus waiting for the money and waiting for the house? I want to know where I want to know the truth. I called attorney Martin. Martin, I need to see you showing urgent and important plan. September 15th, 2023 at Martin's office in downtown Boston on 3rd floor, showing small but professional office. Martin Thompson, at 62 years old, as my lawyer, who's been my lawyer for 25 years, showing reliable, very reliable. Edward, you said urgent on the phone, so what happened? I sat down and took a deep breath. Martin, I have a plan, a crazy plan, but I want to do it. I'm listening. I'm dying where everyone knows it as terminal cancer, but Martin, here's the truth. There is no cancer where it was a misdiagnosis, and I'm healthy. Martin leaned forward. What? No cancer? But 3 months of chemotherapy. Unnecessary, showing misdiagnosis where Dr. Coleman confirmed it, and I'm healthy, but no one knows, and only you know now. Edward, but that's wonderful news. Why don't the kids know? Because, Martin, I want to test something where I'll keep up the death act with fake death, funeral, and everything, and I'll see my children's true faces. Martin leaned back. Edward, this is very dangerous where legally it's a gray area, and ethically. I know, Martin, but I want to know because Sarah comes every day and Marcus came twice in 3 months where Sarah looks at me with love. But Marcus says he's busy with work. So is he really busy? Or is he waiting for my death? Edward, are you serious? A fake death? How will you do it? With you, where you'll help me with fake death certificate, fake funeral, fake grave, and everything. And I'll watch from the secret room with microphones and cameras, where I'll see what Marcus says and what Sarah says. Martin shook his head. Edward, this is very complicated and expensive and risky. And if we get caught… Martin, I'm 77 years old, where I thought I had cancer and 6 months, but now I'm healthy, and everyone thinks I'm dying. So this is an opportunity, a last chance to find out the truth. Martin thought long and hard. Okay, Edward, I'll help you, but I have conditions. 1, no one gets hurt. 2, short time showing maximum 2 weeks. And 3, you'll tell the truth in the end. Agreed, Martin. All agreed. So what's needed? First, hospice care showing fake hospice with terminal patient look. Then fake death with ambulance, doctor, and death certificate. Then funeral with closed casket. And finally the reading of the will where everything must be prepared. Martin took notes. Okay, give me 2 weeks and I'll arrange everything. Late September brought hospice care began, but fake hospice where Martin arranged it with private caregivers as actors dressed as nurses. Hello, Mr. Mitchell. I'm Nurse Jane, where I'm here for hospice care showing end-stage care and comfortable final days. Sarah was there where she didn't believe it at first. Hospice? Dad, that means… Yes, daughter. End stage where the doctor said so, and there's no recovery now, just comfort. Sarah cried. No, Dad. No, you have more time. Daughter, cancer 1 where I'm preparing, so you prepare too. Nurse Jane came every day where she brought morphine pumps, oxygen tank, and bedside equipment, showing everything seemed real. But it was fake. All fake. Mr. Mitchell, any pain? Shall we give you morphine? No, I'm fine where I don't need morphine. But if Sarah hears, she must believe, actually, a little, maybe a little morphine. Fake morphine showing water, but Sarah sees it and believes it. Early October brought the neighbors heard the news. Edward is in hospice showing his final days and we're so sorry. Flowers arrived with cards. Get well soon, Edward. Our thoughts are with you, Tashfung. Marcus called. Dad, I heard where hospice has started, so is it really the end? Yes, Marcus. The doctor said maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month, and not much longer. Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry where I should come and visit. Come, son, you're always welcome. But he didn't come where he waited 3 days and didn't come. But he called, Dad, I'm sorry where work is crazy with big deal, and I can't come, but I'm thinking about it. You're thinking about it again, but you're not coming. Sarah came every day from morning to evening where she cooks, cleans, holds hands, and reads books. Dad, I'm reading you Mom's favorite book showing Pride and Prejudice, so do you remember? I remember, sweetheart, where Dorothy loved it. Listen too, Dad, because it soothes me. She reads for hours where her voice is beautiful, calm, and loving. Night came where I'm alone at night thinking, is this test real? Sarah is suffering with real pain, and I'm lying to her. But Marcus isn't suffering where Marcus is just waiting. Waiting for what? My death? The house? The money? I want to know where I definitely want to know. October 15th, 2023 brought Death Day, where Martin planned it with every detail ready. Night at 11 o'clock, where Nurse Jane left. Mr. Mitchell, good night and see you tomorrow. Good night, Jane. Sarah left at 9 in the evening. Dad, I'm leaving where I'll be back early tomorrow morning, so sleep well. Good night, my daughter. I love you. I love you too, Dad. I love you so much. I was alone at 11 o'clock where the lights went out. I lay down in bed, but I didn't sleep, and I waited for morning. 6 o'clock brought the sun rising with doorbell ringing, showing Sarah with the key where she enters. Dad, good morning. I brought breakfast. She stopped where she looked at me in bed, showing motionless, eyes closed, and no breathing as acting. Good acting. Dad? Dad! She ran to me where she held my hand. Dad, wake up! Wake up! No breathing with no pulse, showing very slow pulse and hard to feel. Sarah screamed, No! Dad, no! She pulled out her phone where she called 911. Emergency! My dad isn't breathing. Cardiac arrest. Please come! 5 minutes brought the ambulance arrived, showing fake ambulance where Martin arranged it with private company and actor EMTs. Ma'am, what happened? My dad has terminal cancer where he's in hospice, and this morning I found him unresponsive. The EMTs arrived where they checked. No pulse, no breathing, and we're starting CPR. Fake CPR for show where Sarah watches, cries, and screams. Ma'am, we need to take him to the hospital, so are you coming? Yes. Yes, I'm coming. I got in the ambulance on stretcher with oxygen mask where Sarah beside me holding my hand and crying. Dad, please, please don't die, please. Hospital came showing private clinic where Martin arranged it with fake emergency room, doctor actor, and nurses actors showing all fake. Sarah in the waiting room where she waited 2 hours, and the doctor came out with a serious face. Mrs. Mitchell? Yes. How is my dad? The doctor bowed his head. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry where your father passed away because his body was very weak after chemotherapy, and his heart couldn't take it where it stopped, and we couldn't revive him. Sarah collapsed where she fell to the floor screaming, No! Dad! My dad! I was watching from the hidden room with cameras and monitors showing Sarah's pain as real pain, heartbreaking pain. Martin, I shouldn't have done it where Sarah is in so much pain showing real pain. Edward continue where don't let the plan be interrupted because Sarah is strong and she'll understand. But Marcus, we don't know about Marcus yet. They called Marcus where Sarah called. Marcus, Marcus, Dad died. Marcus's voice on the phone where I heard it as their conversation was on speaker. What? He died? Now? Yes. This morning where his heart stopped, and at the hospital they couldn't revive him. Silence with long silence, then Marcus's voice. Finally. Now he won't suffer anymore. Finally showing choice of words as finally like relief, like he was waiting for it. Marcus, what do you mean finally? Our father is dead. Sarah, calm down, where I meant he won't suffer anymore because the cancer was killing him and now he's at peace. Marcus, can't you come? Now? Our father is dead. Of course I'll come, Sarah, where tomorrow. But today I have work with meeting where I can't cancel. But tomorrow I'll definitely come. Work and meeting where his father died. But there's work. Sarah hung up the phone where she cried loudly in the hospital corridor alone. I'm in the secret room watching where my heart is breaking. But I must continue and see it through to the end. 3 days of funeral preparations where Martin arranged it with the funeral home showing Riverside Funeral Home in Boston as Good Funeral Home. Closed casket where Martin suggested it. Edward, let's use the excuse of terminal cancer where we'll say the family doesn't want to see him like this and no one will open it. In the casket is a mannequin showing special mannequin made to look like me with wig, makeup, and clothes as realistic, but it's not me. I'm in the secret room showing the funeral home's office as locked room with monitors, cameras, and microphones everywhere, including in the hall, at the door, and in the corridor. October 18th brought funeral day at 2 o'clock, where the closed casket was placed in the hall with flowers all around, Dorothy's photo beside it, and my photo on top. People started arriving showing neighbors, friends, and old coworkers as maybe 100 people, all of them with sad faces giving condolences. Sarah came in black dress with eyes swollen from crying where she approached the coffin and placed her hand on it. Dad, why? Why did you leave me? I love you so much. She cried at the coffin for a long time. Marcus arrived with Linda where Marcus in black suit with face serious, but his eyes were dry with no tears. He approached the coffin. Dad, rest in peace. He paused for 5 seconds, turned, and went to the corner with Linda where he started talking. The microphones are picking it up with every word being heard where I'm watching on the monitor with headphones on. Marcus. It took a long time showing 6 months where they said terminal, but it took 6 months. Linda. Yes, but it's over now where the house is ours, so when is the reading of the will? Tomorrow, where the lawyer said tomorrow at 10. How much are you expecting? How much is the house worth? $2 million at least, maybe more because Boston real estate is high and there are savings showing $500,000 minimum. Linda smiled. 2.5 million, where half yours is 1.25 million. Marcus smiled for the first time at the funeral, his father's funeral. Yes, it was a long wait, but we won in the end. We won showing that word again, where my death is their gain. I'm sitting in the secret room where I took off my headphones and closed my eyes as my hands were shaking with anger, pain, and disappointment all mixed together. Marcus, you waited for my death for 6 months, where you waited for my cancer, and now you say, we won. Martin is beside me. Edward, I heard where there are records with everything on record. So shall we continue? Yes, continue to the end. The funeral service began where the pastor spoke. Edward Mitchell lived 77 years as good man, good father, and good husband, and now he is with God. Sarah gave a speech. My father suffered a lot these last 6 months with terminal cancer and chemotherapy, but I was there for him every day because I love him so much, where he was my hero and always was. She cried while she spoke, showing real tears and real pain. Marcus gave a speech, a short speech. My father fought the disease for a long time where he fought hard, but cancer won. And now he is at peace with his mother Dorothy, so may he rest in peace. An emotionless speech showing robotic speech with no tears and no emotion. The ceremony ended where people left, and Sarah was the last to leave, hugging the coffin. Dad, I'll miss you every day. Marcus left early with Linda where they're talking at the door, and the microphones pick it up. Linda, it's finally over, showing the old fool. Marcus, Linda, be quiet where people will hear. I don't care because we've been waiting 6 months, and cancer finished him off. But we won where the house is ours, and the money is ours. Tomorrow is the reading of the will where everything will be clear, finally clear. They got in their cars and left. I'm in the secret room crying silently because I heard it. I heard every word showing, old fool, we won, and cancer finished him off. Martin held my hand. Edward, be strong because it's not over yet with the reading of the will. Then you'll show them the truth. October 19th brought the next day at Martin's office for reading of the will where Sarah arrived and Marcus and Linda arrived. Martin at the table with serious face. Today I will read Edward Mitchell's will showing registered will and notarized. Sarah was crying, still crying. Martin, Dad's gone and I can't believe it. I know, Sarah, where I'm sorry, but I have to read the will because it was your father's wish. Marcus was impatient. Martin, let's get started please because we're all busy. Martin began. Edward Mitchell's final will showing date, September 25th, 2023. September 25th, before the fake death plan, where Martin had prepared it in advance. House, value $2 million showing 50% to Marcus Mitchell and 50% to Sarah Mitchell. Marcus smiled broadly. $1 million where my share is $1 million. Savings, total $500,000 showing 50% to Marcus and 50% to Sarah. Marcus calculated another $250,000 showing total $1.25 million. Linda clenched her hand. Finally, Martin continued. Condition: if any heir attempts to forcibly take property from another heir, that heir loses all rights where everything goes to the other heir. Silence with heavy silence. Sarah, what do you mean forcibly take? Martin, if someone tries to take their share by pressuring or threatening the other, that person loses everything. Marcus didn't care. No problem with Sarah, right, Sarah? Sarah remained silent and shook her head. No, Marcus? No problem. Okay, then everything's settled where half the house is mine and half the savings are mine, showing perfect. Martin closed the will. That's it, where the house transfer in a week and bank accounts too. Marcus stood up. Great. Sarah, congratulations. You got your share too. Sarah didn't respond, with head down and sad. Marcus and Linda left where they were talking at the door as the office cameras heard them. Marcus, $1.25 million. Unbelievable. The old man's cancer finally paid off. Linda, yes, it was worth the 6-month wait where now we're rich. They left happy. Sarah stayed with Martin. Martin, Dad loved me, didn't he? Of course, Sarah, where you were there every day, and he knew that where he loved you very much. Sarah cried. I miss him so much. October 26th brought 1 week later with Sarah at home at 7 in the evening, where the doorbell rang showing Marcus. Hi, Sarah. Can I come in? Of course, Marcus, come in. Marcus came in with Linda where he sat down but wasn't comfortable and was tense. Sarah, I need to talk to you because it's important. About what, Marcus? Dad's house where the will said 50% to you and 50% to me, but Sarah, I've been thinking where you already live in your own house and you don't need Dad's house. Sarah paused. Marcus, The will is clear where 50% is mine. I know, Sarah, but you won't use it where I will because Linda and I want to move and want a bigger house, and Dad's house is perfect at worth $2 million. Marcus, but Dad left it to me too, where he left it equally. Marcus raised his voice. Sarah, listen. I am the son, the only son. In our culture, the son gets the house. You're a girl. You have no right. Marcus, this is America. Here men and women are equal. Dad left it equally. Marcus yelled, Oh, Sarah, I'm older than you. 3 years older, I decide. That house is mine. You get nothing. Do you understand? Nothing. Sarah started to cry. Marcus, please, Dad left it equally, so why are you taking what's mine? Linda interjected. Sarah, Marcus is right where you're a single woman and you don't need that house, but Marcus is thinking of his family with children where a big house is needed, so you need to be understanding. But Dad left it to me. Marcus slammed his fist on the table. Enough, Sarah. I've been patient, but you're stubborn. That house is mine. Now you're going to sign the papers. You're going to transfer your share to me. Understood? Sarah was scared. Really scared where Marcus seemed physically threatening, standing, angry, and yelling. Okay, Marcus. I'll sign. Just don't yell, please. Marcus pulled out the papers. Here showing transfer document, sign it now. Sarah signed, crying where she signed, trembling. There, I signed. Are you happy? Marcus took the papers. Yes, very happy where now that house is completely mine, and you have nothing. Understood. Sarah didn't answer with head down and crying. Marcus and Linda left talking at the door. Marcus, see? Easy where she gives in when you yell a little, and now $2 million is all ours. Linda, you're perfect, Marcus. $2 million house, all ours. They got in their car and left. Sarah was inside where she collapsed on the floor crying loudly. Dad, Marcus forced me where he took what was mine, so why? Why like this? Hidden cameras recorded everything, showing Marcus's shouting, the threats, Sarah's fear, the signature, and everything. I'm in another room watching from the secret apartment, with monitors showing everything live and real time. I'm crying with rage. Marcus, you forced your sister, your father's daughter, who has terminal cancer, where you scared her and took her rights. Martin is beside me. Edward, everything is recorded showing video and audio, all of it, and the will condition was violated where Marcus took it by force, so now he's lost everything. Good, very good, but we're not done yet because Marcus is coming home to my house tomorrow, to his house, and he'll see me, live, sitting, and waiting. October 27th brought the next day where Marcus and Linda are in the car going to my house. They're talking in the car where the recording device is in the car, as Martin put it there along with the tracking device. Marcus, there's our house. The old geezer's house. Cancer got him, but now it's ours. Linda, finally, a $2 million house. Great neighborhood, great house. We took care of Sarah too where she signed the papers, so now it's all ours. Ours alone. They parked the car, got out, and stopped in front of the house. Marcus, let's go inside for the first time as owners. They approached the door where he took out the key, showing Martin gave it to him after the will transfer as fake key. He inserted the key, turned it, and the door opened. He went inside to the living room with lights on and everything normal, and me sitting in my chair showing alive, healthy, no wig, and hair grown back as short but there where I've gained weight with full face looking normal. Marcus saw me where he froze completely with mouth open, eyes wide, and can't believe it. Dad, but you died. Cancer. We buried you. Funeral. Coffin. I stood up slowly and walked calmly. Hello, Marcus. Welcome to your home, that is, the home you thought was yours. But you were dead. The doctor said so. Your heart stopped. Hospital. Death certificate. Lies, Marcus. All lies showing fake death, fake ambulance, fake doctor, fake death certificate, fake funeral, and fake coffin where you buried a mannequin, and I'm alive." Linda screamed, "This is impossible!" "You were dead." "No, Linda. I faked my death as a death test to find out who loved me and who was waiting for my death." Marcus staggered backward. "But cancer, terminal, chemotherapy, hair loss, everything. There is no cancer, Marcus, where there never was, because the initial diagnosis was wrong. And I found out in early September showing benign tumor, not cancer. But I didn't tell anyone because I wanted to test it, and now I know the results." I opened the laptop on the table with the big screen. "Come, Marcus and Linda, sit down and watch yourselves." Marcus didn't sit down. "I don't want to watch." "Are you crazy? Did you fake your death on us?" "Sit down, Marcus, and watch." There was harshness in my voice where, for the first time in years, I spoke harshly to Marcus. He sat down reluctantly. The video played, showing the first video after the funeral in the hallway with Marcus and Linda. Marcus on screen. "It's finally over where the old geezer finally died, and we've been waiting 6 months." Linda on screen. "Cancer finished him off, but we won where the house is ours. The money is ours." Marcus watches himself on screen where his face was pale, snow white, and his hands were shaking. "Dad, I didn't mean it." "Don't lie, Marcus, because it's on tape. Crystal clear where you said old geezer. You said cancer finished him off, and you said we won." Second video after the will outside the office. On screen, Marcus. 1.25 million. The old man's cancer finally paid off. Marcus buried his head in his hands. "No, You, Marcus, you said it where my cancer paid off for you, and you waited 6 months every day asking when will he die, while Sarah was by my side and you were just waiting for the house." Third video from yesterday at Sarah's house. On screen, Marcus yells, "That house is mine!" "You have no right. Sign." On screen, Sarah cries, she's scared, and she signs. "You, Marcus. You coerced your terminally ill father's daughter where you threatened her. You scared her, and you took what was hers, showing breach of will where coercion is illegal, and you coerced her." Marcus collapsed to the floor and fell to his knees. "Dad, please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry where I acted stupidly." "Are you sorry, Marcus? Or are you sorry because you got caught?" "I'm truly sorry, Dad. Please, forgive me. Marcus, tell me, if I had really died of cancer and if this test hadn't happened, what would you be doing right now?" Marcus couldn't answer and remained silent. "I'll tell you, Marcus, where you'd be sitting in this house right now drinking coffee with Linda saying, 'The old fool is finally dead,' and you'd get Sarah's share and be happy where my death was your gain. Isn't that right? Isn't that right?" Marcus cried, "Yes, yes, Dad. That's how it would be where I'm a terrible son. The worst son." The doorbell rang, showing Sarah where I called her. "Sarah, come right now because it's urgent." I opened the door where Sarah saw me alive and healthy. She froze and couldn't believe it. "Dad? Dad, you're alive?" She ran and hugged me tightly. "Dad, you're alive. How?" "The doctor said cancer and you died." "Sarah, calm down. I'll explain everything." I pulled her inside where Marcus and Linda were sitting on the floor, still in shock. Sarah saw them. "Marcus? Linda? What are you doing here?" "They just found out to Sarah where I'm alive with no cancer, showing fake death." "What? Fake death? But I saw you, in bed, motionless, ambulance, hospital. Acting Sarah, good acting with fake ambulance, fake doctor, and fake death certificate where I tested who loves me and who waits for my death." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "A test?" "Dad, I came every day and cried every day where I broke down at the funeral, so you did this to me for a test?" "Yes, Sarah. And you passed perfectly where you were by my side every day. You looked at me with love, and you cried real tears because you love me. You really love me." Sarah cried. Of course I love you, Dad. You're my everything. I pointed to Marcus. But him, Sarah. He failed the test. Sarah looked at Marcus. What do you mean? I opened my laptop and showed her the videos, all of them showing after the funeral, after the will, and Sarah under pressure. Sarah watched every video, every word, and every scene. The last video ended where Sarah turned to Marcus in anger. You told me Dad's dead, life goes on, but he was alive! And you celebrated his death. Yesterday you yelled at me saying you have no right. Where you scared me, you forced me, and you made me sign, but Dad was watching everything. Marcus couldn't lift his head, showing shame, pure shame. Sarah turned to me. Dad, I'm shocked, but I understand where you wanted to know the truth, and you found it because Marcus doesn't love you, he loves money. Yes, my daughter, the painful truth. But the truth where Marcus waited for my death for 6 months. He waited for my cancer. And when I died, he said, we won with joy. Martin arrived, showing my lawyer Martin with his briefcase in hand and documents. Edward, are you ready? I'm ready, Martin. Marcus stood up. Dad, please, one more chance, please. No, Marcus, the chance is gone where you used your chance and used it badly. Martin spoke. Marcus Mitchell and Linda Mitchell. I am reading Edward Mitchell's new will showing date. October 27th, 2023, today. The old will is revoked with reason. Marcus Mitchell violated the terms of the will, where he violated the no coercion clause by threatening Sarah Mitchell, coercing her, and depriving her of her rights. New will. House at $2 million goes 100% to Sarah Mitchell, and savings at $500,000 goes 100% to Sarah Mitchell, and Marcus Mitchell gets $0 showing nothing. Marcus screamed, No! This isn't fair! Dad, please! Is it fair, Marcus? You coerced Sarah. Was that fair? You called my death prophet. Was that fair? But Dad, I'm your son. Your son. No, Marcus. You're just my biological son, where the real son is the loving son. And you didn't love me. You loved money. You loved the house, and you didn't love me. Linda cried, That's unfair. We waited 6 months. Yes, Linda, you waited 6 months for my death, asking, when will the old fool die? And now that wait is over with $0 and nothing. Martin continued. Also, Edward Mitchell has the legal right to sue for emotional distress, fraud, and elder abuse. But he won't sue on one condition. Marcus and Linda will leave this house, never come back, have no contact with Edward ever. Marcus collapsed to the floor. Dad, please, I made a lot of mistakes, but we're family and we're blood. I leaned down and looked at his face. Marcus, blood isn't everything where love is everything. And you didn't show love for 6 months, so now live with the consequences. Go, Marcus. Go with Linda. Out of this house and out of my life. Marcus stood up where he staggered as Linda held him, and they walked to the door together. He turned at the door. Dad, one day you'll regret this where I'm your son, and you can't reject me. No, Marcus, you rejected me when you thought I had cancer where you came twice in 3 months while Sarah came every day. So you had already rejected me and I just learned the truth. They left where the door closed and they were gone. Sarah hugged me. Dad, you suffered so much where this test was so hard. Yes, my daughter, it was very hard. But I learned the truth where you love me. You really love me. And Marcus loved money. So now I know. Dad, what happens now? Now, Sarah, I'm alive with no cancer where I'm healthy. And you stay with me where let's live together in this house and live happily. Sarah cried with tears of happiness. Of course, Dad. I'll always be with you, always. October 2025 brought 2 years later, where I'm 79 years old, living with Sarah in the big house and living happily. Marcus, no talk with Marcus for 2 years, showing no talk, no messages, and no visits. Sometimes I think, was I too harsh? Should I have forgiven him? But then I remember the videos and the voices showing old fool, cancer finished him off, and we won. No, I shouldn't forgive him where he didn't deserve forgiveness. One day I updated my will showing my real will, the one that will be opened when I'm truly dead. I wrote a letter to Marcus to be read after my death. Marcus, when I'm truly dead, you will read this letter. Not fake dead anymore, but truly dead. 2 years ago, I tested you with a fake death where you failed because you waited for my death saying, cancer finished him off, and we won. Cancer didn't kill me, Marcus, but your lovelessness killed me where it killed my spirit and broke my heart. Now I'm truly dead, but there's no money for you, no house and nothing where everything goes to Sarah, because Sarah loved and you only loved money. Maybe in the next life you'll learn to love, but in this life it's too late. I can't say rest in peace because you gave me no peace. Dad. I put the letter in an envelope, sealed it, and gave it to Martin. Martin, when I die, give this letter to Marcus and let him read it. Okay, Edward, I will. Sarah is sitting next to me. Dad, do you ever miss Marcus? I don't, my girl, because Marcus never loved me where I raised him since he was 2 with school and college giving him everything. But he only saw money and didn't see love. You're enough, Sarah, where you're my real child in my heart. Sarah hugged me. You're my real father too, always. Today I'm still healthy with no cancer where never had it, as the doctors were shocked. Mr. Mitchell, you're a miracle where the initial diagnosis was wrong. But you're healthy, very healthy. But Marcus doesn't know where he still thinks I really died, and then somehow came back. And he doesn't understand. Maybe one day he will, but it's too late. Much too late. The message is simple. Love your loved ones and love them while they're alive, where don't wait for their deaths because maybe they won't die. Maybe they're testing you, and you're failing. Marcus failed where he failed the most important test of his life, and he lost everything. Not money, but he lost his father and lost me. Sarah passed where she passed perfectly, and she gained everything. Not money, but she gained love, showing a father's love as mutual love. This is Edward's story, the one who faked his death, the father who saw his son's true face and learned the painful truth. Cancer didn't kill me where it never did, but Marcus's betrayal killed me and killed my soul. Now I live with Sarah where I live happily as Marcus is gone, but I'm not sad because I know the truth. Love isn't money, isn't inheritance, and isn't a house where love is the care shown every day, the attention and the presence. Sarah showed it every day where Marcus never did. The test is over with the results clear, showing Sarah won and Marcus lost. And I am at peace because I know the truth, not at the last moment, but now while I'm alive and while I can still change things. That's enough. That's everything. 3 years later, November 2027. I'm 80 years old now, where the fake death test happened 3 years ago, and the lessons from that experience still resonate deeply. Sarah and I have built a beautiful life together, where she moved into the house permanently, and we've created new memories in the rooms that once echoed with loneliness. Every morning we have breakfast together, where we talk about Dorothy, about the past, and about the future. And these simple moments have become precious beyond measure. Marcus, I heard through mutual friends, has struggled where his marriage with Linda ended in divorce after she learned about what happened, and he lost his real estate business during an economic downturn. Sometimes people ask Sarah, "Don't you think your father was too harsh on Marcus?" Sarah always responds, "My father didn't punish Marcus. He simply revealed the truth where Marcus showed his true character when he thought no one was watching. And that's who he really is." I've thought long and hard about whether my test was cruel, where making Sarah believe I was dying, making her suffer through that grief, Was that fair to her? When I asked her this, she held my hand and said, "Dad, yes, it hurt. But I would rather have lived through that pain and kept you in my life than never discovered the truth about Marcus, where you protected me by showing me who he really is." The psychological impact of faking one's death is profound, where I went through a period of guilt, questioning whether I had the right to manipulate reality so completely. Martin, my lawyer, told me, "Edward, what you did was ethically complicated, but the information you gained was invaluable where you discovered Marcus's true nature not through suspicion or paranoia, but through objective evidence. The videos I recorded have been stored in a secure location where they serve not as weapons, but as documentation of truth. And I've never shared them with anyone outside our immediate circle because the goal was never public humiliation, but private understanding." Interestingly, the medical misdiagnosis that started this entire journey resulted in a lawsuit where Dr. Jenkins was found negligent, and the hospital settled for $2 million. I donated the entire settlement to cancer research because I wanted something good to emerge from the deception where real cancer patients deserve better diagnostic accuracy. The money meant nothing compared to the truth I discovered. People often ask what I would have done if Marcus had passed the test, where if he had shown love, concern, and genuine grief during my final days. The answer is simple. I would have revealed the truth immediately, apologized for the deception, and explained that I needed to know for certain, and we would have rebuilt our relationship on that foundation of proven love. But that's not what happened, where instead Marcus revealed that he viewed me not as a father, but as an obstacle between him and wealth. The saddest part isn't that Marcus wanted my money, but that he felt nothing but relief at my death, where finally, he said, as if my life had been an inconvenience he'd been patiently enduring. Sarah recently told me something profound. "Dad, the greatest gift you gave me wasn't the house or the inheritance, but the knowledge that I loved you, for the right reasons, where I never have to question my own character, because the test proved who I am." She's right, where the test revealed not just Marcus's character, but also confirmed Sarah's love as genuine and unconditional. Last week I received a letter from Marcus, the first communication in 3 years. It was brief. "Dad, I understand now where I failed you. I failed myself, and I failed to be the son you deserved, and I don't ask for forgiveness, because I don't deserve it. But I want you to know that losing you taught me what having you meant. And by the time I learned this lesson, it was too late, and I will carry this regret for the rest of my life." I read the letter several times, where part of me felt vindicated, another part felt sad, and a small part wondered if reconciliation was possible. I showed the letter to Sarah, who said, "Dad, only you can decide if his remorse is genuine, or if this is another manipulation where you've earned the right to protect yourself." I haven't responded to Marcus's letter, where maybe I will someday, maybe I won't. But the test accomplished its goal, showing it revealed the truth. And that truth, however painful, was necessary. Today, as I sit on my porch watching the sunset with Sarah reading beside me, I reflect on the entire experience. Faking my death was extreme, perhaps even cruel, but it answered the question that haunted me. Do my children love me, or do they love what I can give them? Sarah loves me, truly loves me, and Marcus loved what I represented, showing security, inheritance, and financial benefit. The test cost me a son, but saved me from dying without knowing the truth, where I would rather live with painful knowledge than comfortable ignorance. To anyone considering a similar test, I offer this wisdom. Be prepared for the answer you might receive, because once you know the truth, you cannot unknow it, and you must be willing to act on what you discover. I acted by disinheriting Marcus and choosing Sarah, where some might call this harsh, but I call it honest. Love must be reciprocal, where if it flows only one direction, it's not love but dependency, obligation, or manipulation. My fake death revealed that Sarah's love flows toward me as strongly as mine flows toward her, and that mutual love is worth more than any inheritance I could leave. As for Marcus, he learned the most expensive lesson of his life. Love cannot be faked. Patience while waiting for someone's death is not love. And character is revealed not in moments of performance, but in moments of truth. The test is over. The results are final. And I live now in the clarity that truth provides, where it's not always comfortable, but it's always valuable. This is Edward Mitchell at 80 years old, where I faked my death, discovered the truth, and chose to live the rest of my life surrounded only by genuine love. Some might say I'm bitter or vengeful, but I'm neither, where I'm simply someone who demanded truth and acted on what he found. And in the end, isn't that what we all deserve? To know who truly loves us before it's too late to matter. If you liked this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts about this story in the comments. Click on the box on the left to listen to the next story.